Hi guys, it's James Alex Flint. So the new Skyrim DLC called Dawnguard they've just released a trailer, and it's pretty good. It shows some exciting things that we can expect in the game. So I've just done this trailer analysis to give you an idea and really focus on some of the things that I noticed, and point out some things that maybe are a little bit more difficult to see. So I hope you enjoy what I have to say. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick summary of what we know so far from having watched the trailer. That there are two factions, the Dawnguard and the vampires, and the Dawnguard seem to try and stop the vampires. Another addition to the game is crossbows. We know there's a big emphasis around crossbows within the game. In addition to this, there are going to be new weapons added and new locations. Each of the factions have their own fortress. So yeah. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is the setting for this fortress. It's quite a snowy location, so it's probably somewhere north. Okay, so the next thing I want to point out is what's on her back is an Elder Scroll, and it seems that this may be required by the vampires. So that's quite interesting. Okay, so another thing I'm just going to point out quickly is the arrows, or the arrow pouch on his back, which they're shorter, so they look like arrows to what would seem to be a crossbow. And I was just going to go back and show you that transformation one more time. So yeah, that seems to be some kind of vampire, ultimate vampire lord transformation that you possibly only get through doing the vampire questline. So maybe this is a kill move for vampires. So here we see a portal opening into what appears to be some kind of undead world. This is quite exciting because this means we know that some of the quest takes place outside of Skyrim. So this is a completely different area, but we don't know how big it is or how long you can stay there for at the minute. Okay, so this is the vampire form that was in the trailer earlier, and I want to point out just how fast it's travelling. This makes it more similar to the werewolf sprint at the minute that's in the game. I'm just going to make another point quickly. If you look at his left hand, you can see this kind of blue swirling effect. And I'm not sure I know a spell with those kind of visuals, so that may be a completely new spell. Also, in his right hand, it seems as if there is some kind of life drain spell, which you'll see later in the trailer. Okay, so if you notice here, there's actually a ghost that appears to be praying just in front of that structure there. So that kind of shows or reinforces the fact that it is this undead world. Okay, so the guy was about to say Dawnguard before I paused it. So this is obviously the Dawnguard's kind of fortress. This is probably going to be a new location within the game somewhere. And the trees make it look like it might be somewhere near Riften. So this is inside. I'm just going to rewind. If you look at the banners, you can see the Dawnguard symbol, which crops up a lot. So this is a big hint that crossbows will be in the game. She seems to be a Dawnguard, so it seems to suggest that crossbows are the choice of weapon for trying to kill these vampires. Okay, so I'll freeze it right there. So this shows some kind of gargoyle or vampire lord. So yeah, just one of the new creatures that will be in the game. So I'm just going to pause it again because that looks like a new axe that I haven't seen before in the game. So new weapons are obviously coming in the DLC, so that's quite exciting. And I'm just going to rewind it quickly because in the background, just over the farmer's shoulder, you can see some kind of cloaked figure. This may be a vampire, so would suggest that the farmer are working with the vampires. Okay, so here's some combat with the crossbow. I'll just pause it there so you can have a good look at the crossbow. Okay, so here we have another new creature in the DLC. Maybe some sort of ice giant. Just want to point out the size of its horns, and there might be fangs in its mouth. Yeah, so if it's anything like the normal giants, he's going to be pretty tough to kill. Okay, so I'm just going to rewind and then pause it right there, and you can quite clearly see what is some kind of mini vampire lord. It seems quite small. I've got no idea what this is though. Also notice the bow, a new bow that might be added in the game. Okay, so just a couple things to point out on this scene. First of all, the location. The trees and the setting seem to be in the surrounding area near Riften. Also, the horse is a horse that you can purchase from Riften. Also notice the axe. It appears to be glowing, so may have some kind of enchantment on it, specifically related to the Dawnguard faction. Okay, so on this next scene I'm just going to quickly point out the shield. So new shield in the game, but it's got the Dawnguard pattern. Remember from the banners earlier that I showed in the trailer. And here we have a new life drain spell. And notice the person drops away at the end. So this might be a kill cam. Okay, so I'll just pause it right there. So you can see this new kind of blue fiery horse. So new mounts will be in the game. Also the person is holding a crossbow, and we know mounted combat was going to be included, but we didn't know whether that would include ranged combat. So this is confirming that. Okay, so here you see the dragon crashing through the ice. So this can hint at the fact that there may be more dragon animations in the game. Something that I know a lot of people grew tired of fighting dragons with the same animation, so that would be pretty cool. Now, I just want to make some small point, which may be nothing at all, but if you look in the background, you can see a tree on the left-hand side that appears to be blossoming. And the only tree I know like this is the Gildergleam in Whiterun. So, yeah. But if you know of any others, please let me know in the comment section. Now, this is some map, and you can quite clearly see the symbols for Macarth on the bottom left, and Solitude on the top right. Not really sure what the significance of these is though yet, but maybe they play some part in the quest line of the DLC. I'm just going to make one quick last point. So if I just go back, and if you just look in the top right hand corner, it looks like Whiterun to me, so that would seem to suggest that this is in Skyrim. And I know a lot of people were wondering whether the new DLC is going to take place in a completely different area, for example Morrowind or Hammerfell. But from that last scene, it seems to suggest that the majority of the DLC takes place in Skyrim. Well, thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to comment, or if you have any other suggestions, please leave a comment or message me. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm really looking forward to this DLC.